Hey guys, it's BW and we're back out in the garage. Or we're still out in the garage, however you want to look at it. We're jumping back on the firewall job that separates the cabin from the trunk. And I figured I'd bring you guys in. This is a good time just to show you what the plan is and what I've got going on. So I'm going to slide in the car real quick and show you. All right, we marked out where we'd like to have our rivets. All right, the whole way around, except right here. And I'll show you why in a second. All right, we have things temporarily screwed in, all right? But when the job's complete, after these pieces are painted and everything, this will be riveted in. You can see where I staggered these back and forth so that I catch and put the two pieces together and still catch that brace in the back to make things nice and stable. It's only got a few screws in it, and you can see it's already very, very sturdy. I'm happy with that, okay? We'll be marking out the rest of these, and then whenever I'm ready, I'll pull these off and we'll drill all these holes out and then we'll paint. I have to make the pieces you see on the bench right there. I'll come down and show you that in a minute, but they're gonna end up right there, okay? So let me go and show you another thing that I did in the back. Go to the back of the car. All I did really was I marked out, but just to give you a visual, all I did was mark out in the back area right there. Hope you guys can see. All right, right there. I just drew around there so that I know where the openings are. And when I pull these off, I'm going to score them very lightly with the grinder, very, very lightly. And after we've painted them, I'm going to roll a couple pieces of kill mat on there so that we don't have that tinny rattling sound. This is going to be nice and sturdy, okay? And like I say, it looks nice and everything like that. You're never going to see it. It's going to be covered over with wooden vinyl and foam. We'll see. All right. So that's what I got going on with that. Now I want to come over and show you these pieces. All they are is 6x6 pieces of tin, right? And I'm going to, you see how I have them laid out, or the lines 1/4 inch in. And I got the ends notched. So I'm just going to fold them all in the whole way around and hit them over just to kind of stiffen them up. Then we'll take them in the car and we want to see where the rear strut comes down. We'll mark where the pipe is. I think we're going to have like a half a hole here. We'll figure it out together. All right, so let me set this up. I'm just going to bend these over with these pliers I got. I bought these when I did that window job, when I had to roll that window around. I don't think I've used them since, so we'll use them on this. So hang on. All right, guys, well, as you can see, I always scuff everything before I bend on it or anything. On these, I don't know that it matters, but I did it on that before I did the roll beads. And I do the same thing on all the sheet metal. That way, if I'm ready to paint it right after I'm done bending it. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bend two sides of this, fold it over on both sides. It's not gonna be perfect. It doesn't have to be, but it does. It's like this stuff's a little flimsy. This will stiffen it up. Even though the smaller pieces are a little stiffer, it's still not perfect. And I can't really bead roll these. So the next best thing is to fold 4 corners over. So that's what we're gonna do. Like I say, they'll be close, they won't be perfect. And I just bend 2 sides over. And then we'll hammer them down on the ground. We'll hammer them the rest of the way over. All right, just like so. I'm gonna hit these over and smash them down, and then we'll bend the other 2 sides. The anvil can be your ground. The ground is your anvil, I mean to say. They're not. It's not like super crisp ends, but it's already super stiff, you know. Now we can fold these ones over. It should fold right over for us. All right. I just do a little bit at a time like this and then go back and forth. And once you have the 90-degree lip, go a little bit more, like so. Nothing real fancy about this. All right. Just pound these down too. Go. All right, I'm just going to bend the other one, then I'm going to set these in the car, and I'm going to mark and draw over where the strut is, and we'll figure out where we want to put our little moody. All right, guys, let me show you real quick. I got this laid out right here. Ooh, that's pretty bright. We're gonna get about a little more than half the hole. I'd say about 5/8 of the hole. If that's a real thing, that's our target to start it and cut it out. I got both pieces clamped on here with a piece of scrap from Kim's stuff. Don't tell her I took her piece of scrap, but I don't think she'll miss it. And we're just gonna drill that out, and then we'll take a look and see how it fits against the strut at the bottom of both sides. They should be identical. All right, so I'll do that real quick. Oh, I'm gonna end up drilling into my table. That's not gonna work for me. Perfect. There we go. Okay guys, let me show you what we got. We went ahead and screwed those two little squares in. You guys can see, all right? I apologize for the strobing, but I'm trying to keep it lit for you. I feel like on the two sides of where the strut goes through, I'm gonna grind a little more than an 1/8 inch off. I put little marks where it is, not the whole slot, just where the bar goes through. I'd like a nice little opening the whole way around there that I can fill up with seam seal, okay? I feel like that's gonna be a squeak point, all right? Because like I say, this bar is attached to the frame. It's gonna move independent of the body a little bit, and I don't want no rub there. So I'm gonna just take about an 1/8 inch off of each side. We already got a nice gap on the bottom and the top. And we're gonna do the same thing on that one. So my next move is to pull everything out, do that, and then drill all these, pre-drill all these holes just in this, all right? Then I'm gonna hang this stuff up and paint it. And let's not forget, I'm gonna put little scribes on the back where I wanna put the kill mat for the openings. That way I can roll the kill mat on outside the car where it's nice and easy. Just lay it on the ground and roll a couple pieces on after it's painted. All right guys, well, we did exactly what we said we were gonna do. We got them painted, all right? I opened up the perforations a little bit so that it won't rub the strut bar and we won't get any squeaking from that. We also put like an etch. I can see it, I don't know if you guys can see it. I put like an etch the whole way, see that scratch looking mark? The whole way around. That's where we can put the kill mat so that it won't vibrate. It'll help us, all right? So everything came out pretty good. I went ahead and threw some paint on those seat brackets too because they were hanging on the wire. I can finally get those things down. I gotta let it sit for a day or two because it's kind of chilly. Give the paint a chance to harden up, at least 24 to 48 hours because it's cold. You can see it's kind of blotchy. It's even going, but it's not going to show. All right, you know, this is under the seats and that's going to be behind the vinyl. So we're good to go. I'm going to order some rivets. Maybe tonight I'll sit down and order them off Amazon or something, and I will decide if I want to use the weather stripping around there or not. I don't know if I need it. I mean, when I get it nice and tight with the rivets, I'll probably be okay, especially with the kill mat on there, all right? So we'll pick this up when I get the rivets. I got to get some hydraulic fluid too for my rivet gun, my pneumatic rivet gun. I think I read the directions and I got to prime the thing or something. So we'll get that taken care of too. All right, so I'll pick this up tomorrow or the next day. All right, take it easy. Hey guys, it's BW. We're back out in the garage. We're gonna jump back on this roll bar job real quick. I've got to get these plates removed that I put on there and I shouldn't have. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut a nice little circle around here. We're gonna leave them welded to the bar but detach them from the floor. And then we'll put a nice bead of seam seal around there. So I'm gonna get my plasma cutter, cut the circle, notch it there and there. Then we're gonna take our grinder and work this plate off. All right, we're gonna get rid of it and then we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Then we're gonna make some kind of similar donut for the back ones, welded onto the bar and then seam seal it as well. That way we'll seal out the wetness. Not that it's gonna be driven in the nasty weather, but you know, we're gonna seal it up like we are. All right, so let me get this started and I'll bring you guys back in a minute. we got the first plate sliced off. I went through the floor a little tiny bit right there, but I'll fix that real quick. So let me, got a nice little circle around here. Let me grind all this remnant off. The plate's gone, and I'll fix that, and then I'll bring you guys back in. The battery's about dead anyway, but you get the gist of it. Be back in a minute. Okay guys, we got the driver's side taken care of. It's all tightened up. At least we got something done after work today. I'm really happy about that. Come over here and look. We started with a plate just like that on the passenger side, and we ended up with this. Really happy with how it came out. As a matter of fact, I like it so much, that's how we're gonna handle the perforations through the floor for the struts. We're gonna make flanges, weld them onto the pipe, and then we're just gonna seam seal around those. All right, there's still a little scarring around where the weld was, but we're not worried about that, guys. Don't forget, we're gonna wrap the line this whole floor. You'll never see it. Then we're gonna put kill mat and carpet, so it's good. We're even gonna, don't forget, we got a seam seal under here too, where that little slot is right there, okay? But come out really good. I'm really happy with it, I gotta tell you. Oh. All right guys, well, we're gonna try to do the exact same thing here on the passenger side that we did on the driver's side, see how it goes. I'm gonna try to grind this one out a little bit, see if I can get a cleaner job out of it. Alright guys, I feel like I got it cut the whole way around with the grinder. Now I'm going to set up the plasma cutter to cut the circle, and then we'll see if we can get the plate off. Alright guys, I'm just going to cut the circle out. I put a couple wedges under here, so I hope not to scar the floor this time. We'll see how it goes. Alright guys, I figured I'd bring you over and show you real quick. This was a lot cleaner than the other side as far as getting the plate off. I should have just grinded that instead of trying to cut at it with the plasma cutter yesterday. But when you get in here with the plasma cutter to cut the circle, I got a little score right here I got to fill up. I got a little carried away with the grinder right here. I'll clean this up. And I got a couple little spots right along in here that I got to patch in. So I'm going to stick a wedge under here, lift it up a little bit, and go ahead and put a couple zappers in there. All right guys, well, as you can see, we got this side in the same condition as we got that side. Put a little paint on there, protect against surface rust, but we are ready for the seam sealer, top and bottom. All right, I'm really happy to have that broke loose. I was dreading doing that job, I ain't gonna lie. We should have never put those plates on. I'm gonna go ahead and cut the circles tomorrow after work and split them in half and put them on them struts so that it has the same treatment as this. That way we got something to seam seal up top and something to seam seal down bottom to keep the wet, damp rainwater or whatever out. Not that we plan on driving this in the foul weather, but you never know. We're gonna treat it like we are. All right, so that's where I'm at right now. We're gonna keep plugging along on this job, but I mean, I'm not skipping anything, guys. So it's like I'll just keep putting up segments of what we're doing in here. Okay, so the next thing is obviously those circles in the back, get them ready for seam seal, and then I have to scuff this, and we're gonna get this bar painted. All right, it's got a little bit of surface rust on it, but we'll scuff it up, put a little something for the paint to bite to, and we'll get that painted out. And as soon as that paint dries, we can put our firewall pieces in that are sitting over there that we got ready to go. The rivets came in today for that, and I also bought the rivet washers for the back of them, just to kind of, whenever you pull the rivet up, it's just something big on the back to really help hold them nice and tight. All right, so that job's gonna turn out well. I decided against the weather stripping gasket. It's not going to need it. When I get that, all those rivets are in there and them rivet washers pulled up tight, and we're going to have, don't forget, we're putting a couple pieces of kill mat on the back of that to prevent that tinny sound. So it's going to work out really good. At least I think it is. I'm not skipping any steps. But this is what I got for you guys right now. We're going to be jumping back on the Nova, weather permitting, pretty soon, I guess. It was super cold. Now it's raining, and it's going to rain for the next 5 days. But we got a ton of work to do in here, and I want to just keep rolling along on this. We're getting really close, and I'd like to have this thing moving under its own power sooner rather than later, because there's going to be days where I'm going to have to pull the Nova in and do some stuff up underneath, and I need a flat, good surface to get it up in the air to do that with. All right, so we want to be able to pull the 55 in and out. 55 don't sleep outside, guys. That's just the way it is. But I will need to use the floor space here and there. All right, that's what I got for you guys. I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna put this video up, and we're gonna, tomorrow I'll just start filming, and we'll just keep going through until this job's complete. I hope you guys are all right with that, because that's what I got going on today and tomorrow and the next day in BW's garage. All right, so if you haven't already and you like what you're seeing, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, tell a buddy, bring some more people in, all right? Until next time, take care.